Hare Krishna everyone, we're continuing to read Teachings of Lord Kapila, the book by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Chapter 6, Devahuti Desires, Transcendental Knowledge. Text 11. Tam tvagataham sharanam sharanyam svabritya samsara taro kutharam jigyasayaham prakrite purushasya namami sadharma vidam varishtam. Translation. Devahuti continued. I have taken shelter of your lotus feet because you are the only person of whom to take shelter. You are the axe which can cut the tree of material existence. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you, who are the greatest of all transcendentalists, and I inquire from you as to the relationship between man and woman and between spirit and matter. Purport. Sankhya philosophy, as is well known, deals with Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or anyone who imitates the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an enjoyer. And Prakriti is nature. In this material world, material nature is being exploited by the Purushas, or the living entities. The intricacies in the material world of the relationship of the Prakriti and Purusha, or the enjoyed and the enjoyer, give rise to samsara, or material entanglement. Devahuti wanted to cut the tree of material entanglement, and she found the suitable weapon in Kapila Muni. The tree of material existence is explained in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as an Ashwatha tree, whose root is upward and whose branches are downward. It is recommended there that one has to cut the root of this material existential tree with the axe of detachment. What is that detachment? The attachment. What is the attachment? The attachment involves Prakriti and Purusha. The living entities are trying to lord it over material nature. Since the conditioned soul takes material nature to be the object of his enjoyment, and he takes the position of the enjoyer, he is therefore called Purusha. Devahuti questioned Kapila Muni, for she knew that only he could cut her attachment to this material world. The living entities in the guises of men and women are trying to enjoy the material nature. Therefore, in one sense, everyone is Purusha, because Purusha means enjoyer and Prakriti means enjoyed. In this material world, both so-called men and women are imitating the real Purusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is actually the enjoyer in the transcendental sense, whereas all others are Prakriti. In Bhagavad Gita, matter is analyzed as apara, or inferior nature, whereas beyond this inferior nature there is another superior nature, the living entities. Living entities are also prakriti, or enjoyed. But under the spell of Maya, the living entities are falsely trying to take the position of enjoyers. That is the cause of samsara bandha, or conditional life. Devahuti wanted to get out of conditional life and place herself in full surrender. The Lord is Sharanya, which means the only worthy personality to whom one can fully surrender. Because he is full of all opulences. If anyone actually wants relief, the best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is also described here as Saddharma Vidam Varishtham. This indicates that of all transcendental occupations, the best is eternal loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dharma is sometimes translated as religion, but this is not exactly the meaning. Dharma actually means that which one cannot give up, that which is inseparable from oneself. The warmth of fire is inseparable from fire. Therefore, warmth is called the dharma, or nature of fire. Similarly, saddharma means eternal occupation. That eternal occupation is engagement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The purpose of Kapila Deva's Sankhya philosophy is to propagate pure, uncontaminated devotional service, and therefore he is addressed here as the most important personality among those who know the transcendental occupation of the living entity. As pointed out before, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is everyone's real shelter. Sharanam Sharanyam. Everyone is seeking shelter because we are all constitutionally servants. Originally, we are servants of God. Therefore, it is our nature to take His shelter. Some seek an occupation or the service of a great man. Others seek the service of the government or whatever. In any case, the ultimate shelter is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Being Krishna's incarnation, Kapila Deva is also a shelter. Krishna has unlimited forms and unlimited incarnations. It is said in Srimad-Bhagavatam that his incarnations are expanding continuously like waves in the ocean. Indeed, we cannot even count them. In Brahma Samhita it is said, Advaitam Achyutamanadimanantarupam. In India there are many thousands of temples, and within these temples there are Archa Vigrahas, deities. All these Krishnas are non-different, they are one. Krishna resides in Vaikuntha and also in the temple. The Krishnas are not different, although they are Ananta, unlimited. Krishna is also the witness within everyone's heart, and he is seeing all our activities. We cannot hide anything from him, and we receive the results of our karma because the witness is Krishna himself within the heart. How then can we avoid him? Without Krishna's permission, we cannot do anything. Does Krishna give us permission to do something wrong? He does so because we persist. Actually, he does not tell us to do anything other than surrender unto him. We want to do something, and Krishna may sanction it. But we go ahead and do it at our own risk. Krishna is not responsible. However, we should know that without the sanction of Krishna, we cannot do anything. That is a fact. Actually, we are constitutionally servants of Krishna. Even though we may declare ourselves independent, we are not. Rather, we are servants falsely declaring that we are independent. Self-realization is understanding that we are dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam vishame bhavam budau kripaya tava pada pankaja stithaduli sadrisham vichintaya. Quote, My dear Lord Krishna, son of Nanda Maharaj, I am your eternal servant, but somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of nations. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Unquote. Shikshashtaka 5. Because we are under illusion, Devahuti says, Svabritya samsara taro kutaram. In Bhagavad Gita 15.1-4, material existence is likened unto a banyan tree with its roots upward and its branches down, below. The roots of this banyan tree are very strong, but they can be cut with an axe, kudharam. By taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, we can cut the strong root of material existence. Because we have given up Krishna's service, we have become servants of so many things. We are obliged to serve our parents, wife, children, society, and so forth. We are indebted to so many people and to the demigods who give heat and light. Although we are not paying the bill, we are taking advantage of the sunlight and the sun's heat. If we take advantage of electricity, we have to pay the bill, but we don't pay the sun bill. This means that we are actually indebted to the sun god, Vivasvan. Similarly, the king of heaven, Indra, is supplying water in the form of rain. Rascals say that all this comes about by nature, but they do not know that nature is controlled. If we don't pay our debts by performing sacrifices, there will certainly be a scarcity. All of these things are coming from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but we are thinking that they are coming from nature and we are utilizing them without caring whether we pay the bill or not. It is all right to use our Father's property, but at the present moment we are not acting as our Father's sons. We are Maya's sons. We do not care for our Father. However, nature is nonetheless working under His direction. If we do not care for Him, nature will reduce her supply, for nature will not allow demons to flourish. Jai. We will stop here for today at this powerful note, and we shall continue on the same note tomorrow. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description. Please check out our website shravanamdiaries.com, and we shall see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.